The job of a police officer can be unpredictable, even at the best of times. A group of deputies from the Wichita County Sheriff's Department in Arkansas can certainly attest to that, as they found a toddler walking alone along a highway in August 2018. However, sometime later, the cops discovered a horrific scene in a nearby ravine. On the morning of August 20th, 2018, a concerned member of the public contacted the Wichita County Sheriff's Department. The police officers were told that a young boy had been spotted on Arkansas State Highway 24 on his own. With that in mind, they quickly made their way to the scene. At that point, OCSD deputies picked the toddler up, taking him into their care. Thankfully, he showed no signs of ill health, despite a number of cuts and scratches on his body. From there, they transported him to the county's detention complex as the police department began its search for the toddler's family. After bringing the boy in, the OCSD shared a photograph of him on its Facebook page, hoping to discover his identity. Before long, they reached his family, who told them that his name was Kylan Holloman. The toddler's relatives also shared his mother's name with the police, as they hadn't heard from her in a number of days. With that in mind, OCSD returned to the highway, hoping to find out what really happened. However, the concern was already palpable in the Holloman family. Indeed, upon discovering Kylan's identity, the police were informed that he had a baby brother as well. In fact, their mother Lisa kept the pair together at all times. Lisa takes them everywhere she goes, her father James Holloman told local KLRT TV News in August 2018. Following their return to the scene, the police officers started to investigate the surrounding area, looking for an answer. Before long, though, they discovered a nightmarish sight in a ravine not too far from the scene. The cops found a car turned on its side after an apparent accident. However, due to its location in the ravine, no motorists driving along the highway could see it. Sadly, they also found Lisa's body laying near the vehicle. She had died from the injuries she sustained. Her family were left heartbroken.
I'll never get up to see her no more. I'll never get up to talk to her, laugh with her, joke. My baby's gone.
Despite that heartbreak, though, the police officers found Kylan's 1-year-old brother alive inside the car, still strapped to his seat. The boy was somewhat turned sideways in a position upside down, the OCSD Detective Lieutenant Nathan Greeley recalled to the TV station. After getting the baby out of the car, the officers then started to piece together what happened, focusing on how Kylan escaped to the highway. Following the crash, Kylan and his brother spent the next 4 days stuck inside the car, cut adrift from any help. On that 4th day, though, the toddler found a way out of the wreck, working his way through the sunroof. As he got out, he found his mom's body. When Kylan climbed out of that car, seeing his mother dead, he tried to wake her up. At that point, the 3-year-old started to move towards the main road, climbing up the hilly area of the ravine. However, that also proved a challenge, as he needed to traverse several bushes along the way. From there, the toddler finally reached the highway, which led to the arrival of the OCSD deputies. Kylan's brother was subsequently admitted to Arkansas Children's Hospital, where he was treated for dehydration. Meanwhile, the boy's grandparents looked to take custody of the pair later that day. However, the sight of Kylan's injuries proved too much for his grandfather, who was overcome with emotion after everything that had happened. It was hard to see my grandson, laying there like that, all cut up. Unsurprisingly, this story touched a lot of people, generating plenty of discussion online. Indeed, Kylan's escape made news across the world, even appearing in the UK publication The Mirror. The newspaper's report on the story provoked a number of comments, all of which hailed the 3-year-old's actions. Tragic that their poor mother died, but amazing that the little boy saved both his and his brother's life, wrote user Miranda in the comment section. Wish them both the best in life. Those feelings were reiterated by fellow user Jax, who also kept in mind Kylan's incredibly young age. Heartbreaking, he wrote. Bless Kylan's little soul for rescuing his brother and going for help at just 3 years old. Meanwhile, user Greenman4242 hailed the toddler's toughness, adding, "The resilience of children. It shows that they do not need wrapping in cotton wool." Elsewhere, user Jingles offered their sympathies to the Holloman family. Bless them, they wrote. So glad they are safe, but so incredibly sad for them and their family that their mother has died. R.I.P. That feeling was echoed by fellow user Luvaduck, who added, "So glad they were found, but oh dear, their poor mom, what a sad story." Unfortunately for Kylan and his family, though, this story took another turn in the aftermath of the accident. It happened as Lisa's body was taken to the hospital. While there, the doctors made a discovery that left James crestfallen, adding to the pain he was already in. We found out at the hospital that Lisa was pregnant. We didn't know that we lost 2 people in the accident. Indeed, as it turned out, Lisa was only a month into their 3rd pregnancy at the time of the crash. However, despite the tragedy that followed the incident, Kylan's brave actions can't be forgotten. Following 4 nightmarish days in that car wreck, he summoned enormous bravery to save his brother's life. As Detective Lieutenant Greeley put it, they went through pure hell. Thankfully, the boys came out on the other side.
If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone who may find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.